You work 12-hour days, even after cutting out distractions and using every productivity app out there. What if you could accomplish 3 times more work in half the time without burning out? In this video, I'll share 5 scientifically proven daily actions that will triple your productivity starting tomorrow. I discovered these methods when I was drowning in work, sleeping 4 hours a night, and still falling behind. Research from Stanford University shows that 87% of people are using productivity strategies that actually decrease their output. The problem is, we're confusing being busy with being productive. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to rewire your daily routine to achieve more in less time without the overwhelm. Let's dive in. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most people think working longer equals producing more, but science says the opposite. Action number 1 is the 90-minute sprint system. This means working in focused bursts of 90 minutes, followed by complete breaks. No multitasking, no phone checks, no email, just pure concentrated work on one task. Think of your brain like a muscle that gets fatigued. You wouldn't lift weights for 8 hours straight, right? Research from Florida State University found that elite performers across all fields, musicians, athletes, writers, work in 90-minute intervals. This aligns with your brain's ultradian rhythm, a natural cycle where your concentration peaks and valleys every 90 minutes. During these focused sprints, your prefrontal cortex operates at maximum capacity, processing information 500% faster than when you're distracted. Dr. Anders Ericsson's studies show that after 90 minutes, cognitive performance drops dramatically, meaning you're just creating busy work, not real progress. Here's how to apply this. First, choose your highest priority task before you start. Not checking emails, but actual deep work like writing reports, solving problems, or creating content. Second, set a timer for 90 minutes and eliminate every possible distraction. Put your phone in another room, close all browser tabs except what you need, and tell people you're unavailable. Third, when the timer goes off, take a real break, 15 to 20 minutes where you physically move away from your workspace. Walk outside, do stretches, or grab a snack. Fourth, repeat this cycle only 2 to 3 times per day. The common mistake? People try to do 6 90-minute sprints and burn out. For instance, instead of working scattered 8-hour days, try 2 sprints in the morning and 1 after lunch. You'll accomplish more by 2 p.m. than most people do all week. But that's not all. This next one is crucial, and it's probably costing you 2 hours of productivity every single day. Action number 2 is the task closure ritual. This is a 5-minute process you do at the end of each work session, where you completely close out finished tasks, both mentally and physically. You document what you completed, clear your workspace, and create a clear starting point for tomorrow. It's like closing all the browser tabs in your brain that are draining your mental battery. Psychologist Bluma Zygarnik discovered something fascinating. Your brain obsessively holds onto incomplete tasks, creating mental clutter that reduces your focus by up to 40%. This is called the Zygarnik effect. When you properly close out a task, even if it's just acknowledging you'll continue tomorrow, your brain releases it from active memory. Research from the University of California shows that every unclosed task running in the background consumes approximately 10% of your working memory. 5 unclosed tasks? You're operating at half capacity before you even start. Here's how to apply this. First, when you finish a work sprint, spend 2 minutes writing down exactly what you accomplished. Be specific, completed budget analysis section 1 to 3, not just worked on budget. Second, physically clear your workspace or close all files and applications related to that task. This creates a visual and mental boundary. Third, write your exact starting point for the next session. Tomorrow, begin with section 4, review last quarter's data first. This eliminates the 20 minutes most people waste getting back into flow. Fourth, do a 60-second brain dump of any lingering thoughts about the task into a notes app, then close it. The mistake people make is leaving everything open thinking it saves time. For instance, instead of keeping 30 tabs open just in case, bookmark the critical ones and close everything. When you return, your brain boots up faster without the cognitive drag. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful. Most people don't know this, but when you work matters just as much as how you work. Action number 3 is the energy mapping strategy. This means tracking your natural energy fluctuations throughout the day, then scheduling your most difficult tasks during your peak performance windows. Everyone has different chronotypes, times when their brain is firing on all cylinders versus when they're dragging. You're essentially becoming a scientist of your own productivity patterns. Neuroscience research from the University of Toronto reveals that your cognitive abilities fluctuate by up to 200% throughout the day based on circadian rhythms, glucose levels, and cortisol patterns. Trying to do complex analytical work during your energy trough is like trying to drive uphill with the parking brake on. You'll work 3 times harder for the same results. Studies show that people who align difficult tasks with their peak energy hours complete them 38% faster, with 27% fewer errors. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and complex thinking, literally gets sluggish during low energy periods, shifting into low power mode to conserve resources. Here's how to apply this. First, track your energy for 1 week. Every hour, rate your focus and energy from 1 to 10 in a simple spreadsheet or notes app. You'll see clear patterns emerge. Second, identify your 3 peak windows. Most people have a morning peak around 9 to 11 a.m., an afternoon resurgence around 3 to 5 p.m., and often a smaller evening window. Third, ruthlessly protect these windows for your hardest work, strategic planning, creative projects, difficult conversations, complex problem solving. Fourth, schedule your low energy periods for administrative tasks, emails, scheduling, organizing files, routine meetings. The common mistake? People schedule important meetings during peak hours and wonder why they can't get real work done. For instance, instead of checking email first thing when your brain is sharpest, use that golden hour for your most challenging project. Then handle emails during your afternoon slump before your energy rebounds. But wait, there's more to this. Here's a silent productivity killer that nobody talks about. Action number 4 is the decision batch method. This means grouping similar decisions together and making them all at once, rather than spreading them throughout your day. This includes what to eat, what to wear, which emails to answer, which tasks to prioritize, all the micro decisions that feel insignificant but collectively drain your mental energy. Think of it like grocery shopping. You don't go to the store 15 times for individual items. You make one efficient trip. Roy Baumeister's research on decision fatigue shows that humans have a finite amount of mental energy for making decisions each day. Every choice, even tiny ones like, should I respond to this email now, depletes this reserve. By the afternoon, your decision quality drops by 60%, leading to procrastination, poor choices, and analysis paralysis. This is why Barack Obama and Mark Zuckerberg wear the same outfit daily. They're preserving decision energy for what matters. Studies from Cornell University found that we make 226.7 decisions about food alone every day. Each micro-decision creates a cognitive tax, and by midday, your brain is bankrupt. When you batch similar decisions, you create mental momentum and reduce the cognitive switching costs by up to 40%. Here's how to apply this. First, identify your repetitive daily decisions. Make a list: meals, clothing, meeting times, email responses, social media checks, task prioritization. Second, create systems to eliminate or automate these choices. Meal prep on Sundays, lay out clothes the night before, Set specific email checking times like 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 5 p.m. only. Create a decision matrix for task prioritization. Third, batch similar work tasks together. Make all your phone calls in one 30-minute block. Respond to all emails in one session. Have all your meetings back-to-back on specific days. Fourth, use the if-then framework for recurring decisions. If it's Monday, then I wear outfit A. If the email takes under 2 minutes, then I respond immediately. Otherwise, it waits for the 2 p.m. batch. The mistake people make is thinking flexibility means freedom, but it actually creates decision paralysis. For instance, instead of deciding what to work on every time you sit down, have a predetermined priority list each morning. Task 1 at 9 a.m., Task 2 at 11 a.m., no decisions needed. This brings me to the next secret. This final action is what separates people who maintain productivity from those who burn out after 2 weeks. Action number 5 is the progress tracking feedback loop. This means measuring specific productivity metrics daily and using that data to adjust your approach. This isn't about obsessive tracking. It's about creating a simple feedback system where you track 3 to 5 key metrics like tasks completed, deep work hours, energy levels for just 2 minutes at day's end. You're creating a productivity dashboard for yourself, turning invisible progress into visible momentum. Teresa Amabile's research at Harvard found that the single most motivating factor at work is the progress principle, seeing tangible forward movement. Your brain releases dopamine when it recognizes progress, creating a positive reinforcement cycle that fuels motivation. Without tracking, you suffer from productivity amnesia. You remember the one task you didn't finish, not the 7 you completed. Studies show that people who track their progress are 42% more likely to achieve their goals because measurement creates accountability and clarity. Additionally, tracking reveals patterns. You'll discover that your productivity tanks after lunch meetings or spikes when you exercise in the morning. This data is gold. It lets you optimize your system instead of guessing. Here's how to apply this. First, choose 3 to 5 simple metrics to track. I recommend number of deep work hours completed, number of priority tasks finished, average energy level from 1 to 10, and one specific goal metric, like pages written or calls made. Don't overcomplicate this. Second, spend 2 minutes before bed filling out a simple tracking sheet, digital or paper, whatever works. Write down your numbers, nothing more. Third, every Sunday, spend 10 minutes reviewing your week's data. Look for patterns. What days were most productive? What activities preceded high performance? What drained your energy? Make one small adjustment based on your findings each week, not 5 changes. 1. Maybe you move workouts to morning because you notice 40% higher productivity on exercise days. The common mistake is tracking too much and getting overwhelmed by data. For instance, instead of using complex productivity apps with 20 metrics, just use a simple spreadsheet with date, deep work hours, tasks done, energy, and notes. That's it. Review it weekly, spot patterns, adjust, and watch your productivity compound week after week. You've already watched this far, so let me share one crucial insight. These 5 actions work synergistically. The 90-minute sprint system protects your focus. The task closure ritual clears mental clutter. Energy mapping ensures you work with your biology, not against it. Decision batching preserves mental energy, and progress tracking creates the feedback loop that keeps everything running. Together, they don't just add to your productivity, they multiply it. Let's quickly review what we covered today. Number 1, the 90-minute sprint system. Work in focus bursts aligned with your brain's natural rhythm. Number 2, the task closure ritual. Properly close out work to free up mental bandwidth. Number 3, the energy mapping strategy. Schedule difficult tasks during your peak performance windows. Number 4, the decision batch method. Group similar choices to preserve mental energy. Number 5, the progress tracking feedback loop. Measure what matters to build momentum. Remember, tripling your productivity isn't about working 3 times longer. It's about working strategically with how your brain actually functions. You have everything you need to transform your output starting tomorrow. The only difference between someone who accomplishes massive goals and someone who stays stuck is whether they implement these systems consistently. Don't wait until you're completely burned out or drowning in missed deadlines. Start with just one 90-minute sprint today. Pick your most important task, set that timer, and prove to yourself this works. I promise you, 30 days from now, you'll thank yourself for taking this first step. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It helps more people discover these strategies. Subscribe for more evidence-based productivity content like this, posted every Tuesday and Friday. Drop a comment telling me which of these 5 actions you're implementing first, and if you want to learn how to eliminate distractions completely. Check out this video next where I break down the neuroscience of focus. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.